$1 Million Plus presents Palaces in Paradise. Today we are providing you with exclusive access inside some of the finest palatial estates in America with the top real estate professionals representing these properties. Welcome to Palaces in Paradise. Today we begin on the West Coast where you'll see the late great Muhammad Ali's mansion in Hancock Park, California. A spectacular Maui beachfront estate. Then we will transport you to the iconic Gene Autry Estate in Palm Springs. Between your exclusive tours, you'll meet the expert home financing advisor chosen by billionaires and multimillionaires, the Homeowners Insurance Authority who protects these palaces, and the one-of-a-kind credit genius who keeps their FICO scores soaring above 800. Each of them will offer advice that can greatly benefit you. So let me introduce Gary Gold, the Dean of Los Angeles Real Estate Professionals in Hancock Park. Hey, Gary.
In 1915, architect John Austin, who was notable for designing both City Hall and the Griffith Park Observatory, was commissioned to build this mansion, sitting on an acre and a half, about a 14,000 plus foot house in this gated community in Hancock Park. Welcome to 55 Fremont Place. Even though this home has been legendary from its inception, it became even more legendary when the greatest prizefighter of all time purchased this house and made it his home, Muhammad Ali. Now, it's no surprise why he did that. This house and Muhammad share a lot of qualities together. But unlike Muhammad, I'm gonna be quiet and let the house do the talking.
Thank you, Gary. Before we visit our next unforgettable beachfront estate in Maui, Hawaii, let's take a moment for you to learn about the unique way the ultra-wealthy mansion owners have borrowed billions of dollars in financing for the last 4 decades through Ira Meltzer of $1 Million Plus, the mortgage advisor for the rich and famous.
I'm Ira Meltzer, and it has been my good fortune to arrange the largest financing for a number of the most expensive palaces in America. During these past 4 decades, I've helped many families' luxury dreams come true by arranging billions of mortgage dollar financing for thousands of clients with the lowest mortgage rates and superior payback terms, providing palaces for these high-profile and influential families as they increase their wealth. And then in 2016, we launched groundbreaking partnerships with 12 of the top private banks and other international financing institutions, from $1 million mortgages to the largest home financing amounts in America. No mortgage bank or broker can do what we do. Every week, I'm part of making the largest homeowner dreams become a reality. Sometimes we can even get our clients 100% financing to purchase mansions and estates across the country. My clients acquire their palaces, and I've been part of their phenomenal events in their lives, along with building more wealth for them for many years to come. So if you or someone you know is looking for $1 million home financing or more, have them contact me directly at $1millionPlus.
Aloha, Dave.
Aloha, I'm Dave Richardson with Hawaii Life Real Estate here on the beautiful and exotic island, Maui. With over 40 years of experience, I've been able to establish lasting relationships that creates a strong referral network. Clients looking to make multi-million-dollar investments want the assurance of a seamless transaction. That is where my 40 years of experience comes into play. Buying on Maui can be an emotional purchase, and it's important for me to provide value for my clients and make sure they don't lose sight of that factor. And therein lies the secret to my success. A low-key, comfortable approach substantiated by a proven track record of satisfied clients. So when buying or selling in Hawaii, please consider Dave Richardson on Maui, Real Estate Services with Aloha. Thank you.
So, James, what has made you so successful as one of the top real estate professionals in the Palm Springs area?
Well, thanks for the question, Tara. I really pride myself on individual client experience. Obviously, I work in high-level homes. That means high-level, high-net-worth clients. So I really make an effort to individualize each client's experience and personalize their real estate buying or selling experience to their individual needs, whether that's super attentive, not quite as attentive. You know, I'm really there to do whatever it is that makes my clients happy. So I'm kind of known as Palm Springs' favorite real estate agent. And then my other nickname in town is the facilitator. So it's interconnectedness with people in the city and the ability to get the job done no matter what it takes.
Oh, I love that. That's cute, the facilitator. So another question I have is, what's one of the most unique homes you've ever sold?
In 2020, I had a really amazing year. I sold the home that we're sitting in right now, the Gene Autry Estate, to its current owner. And then additionally that year I was able to sell a very prominent estate in this same neighborhood, which was actually the legendary interior designer Steve Chase. It was his last residential commission, and I was able to sell that property, which is a 2-acre, 11,000 square foot home.
Please tell us more about this magnificent property.
Sure. So we're sitting in 328 West Mountain View Place, otherwise known as the Gene Autry Estate. This is the home in Old Las Palmas, Palm Springs, of America's favorite singing cowboy, Gene Autry. But this property is an amazing 13,000 square foot home in Old Las Palmas, which is Palm Springs' most historically significant and celebrity-laden neighborhood from the early 20s until now. And through the years, so many celebrities have not only owned this home, but passed through the home. And even the piano behind us was a gift to the Autry family from Frank Sinatra himself. Prior to the Autrys owning it, was owned by Jimmy Van Heusen, who penned many of Sinatra's biggest hits over the years. So that's really cool. Not only this, there's so much more about the house in regards to its history that's just so prominent and amazing. So it's just an outstanding home. It's an outstanding location and in an outstanding city. So why don't we take a tour?
Great question, Ira. The most interesting home I sold. 22 years of selling real estate in Montecito. I have to say it probably is a house I sold last year. And it was an honor to sell it because it was one of the original houses in Montecito, built in 1896 and converted to a house in 1905. But what made it special is it originally was an olive mill, an actual olive mill, and where they made olive oil and candies and other kinds of things. And in 1905, it was turned into a house. But because it had such a prominence on the street, Olive Mill Road, which is one of the main arteries in Montecito, California, was named after this house. So that's probably my most favorite house that I've sold. So 3139 Cliff Drive is a house that I could probably talk about all day, but I know we don't have all day. It's really exciting to represent this house. 1949 construction, Spanish adobe, single level, and it sits right on the promontory, so you have an ocean view that is expansive as your eyes can go. We also have beach access, so you can go from your house on the 1.46 acres down to the beach, catch it at low tide, and make sure when you come back, you remember it's low tide so you can get back up. We're close to Henry's Beach, which has a really fun restaurant, and the house is very quiet in terms of it speaks of serenity. In fact, my tagline for it is Oceanfront Sanctuary, because that's what it feels like. You have a separate guest house, and you just open up your doors to that ocean view and the sounds. It really does not get better than that. Wow, top real estate broker in Santa Barbara. What makes me successful? I'd like to think that probably my 20 years of banking background that I had before I went into residential real estate, I think that is an integral part of why I have been successful, because I bring a lot of financing and business knowledge to my acumen, to my work. But I also think one of the biggest keys is that I really listen. I am a listener, and it's important to me to know what my buyers and sellers are looking for. And I think that's the key, is listen. Yes, I can negotiate, and I'm good at marketing and all of those components, but I think the reality is my financial background coupled with the fact that I'm a good listener. And so when I go out with a new client, or whether it's buying or selling, I really have listened, and I get them to their end goal faster.
The Taj Mahal, at 35,000 square feet and one of the 7 wonders of the world, was constructed by a Mughal emperor in memory of his beloved wife in 1631. Royalty and the wealthiest tycoons have been building palaces for love and vanity ever since. From Louis XIV's Palace of Versailles in France may have commenced a few years after Taj Mahal, it took 54 years to construct and outdid India's Crown of the Palace with over 721,000 square feet of living space and a grand hall of 575 mirrors sitting on more than 2,000 acres of land. In the last quarter of the 19th century, some of the finest palaces and mansions began buildings in New York, Rhode Island, and across the United States, including the iconic Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, regarded as the greatest Gilded Age palace of them all. The largest privately owned home in America was built by the Vanderbilt family in 1895. The main residence of the Chateauesse-style boasting at 178,926 square feet of living space. It remains prominent to this day and is toured by millions annually. Let's take a moment to understand the challenges of insuring these masterpiece properties. To do this, we have one of America's leading multi-million-dollar homeowner insurance experts, Phil Marock in Connecticut. Hi, Phil. Thank you for joining us.
How has climate change affected the insurance industry? Over the last decade or so, climate change has had a significant impact on the insurance industry. The prevalence and severity of hurricanes, wildfires, and winter storms has driven many carriers to reduce their exposures or significantly increase premiums to the point where coverage is unaffordable. As a prospective buyer, you should be wary of the increased scrutiny that underwriters have placed on catastrophic exposed properties and mitigate those exposures to the best of your abilities. This may mean reviewing local building codes, having the property inspected for building code compliance, or simply asking the seller about their experience insuring the home. A little planning can go a long way to reducing premiums and avoiding costly claims experiences.